Hello everyone, and welcome back to English Listening and Speaking Practice Channel, the place where we talk about learning English and also about building a better life step by step, day by day. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. If this is your first time listening, thank you for joining. If you've been listening for a while, welcome back. You are doing something great for your English, and I'm proud of you. Keep going and never stop learning. Today's topic is very special. We're going to talk about the power of positive thinking. This topic is not only important for learning English, but also for facing challenges and achieving your goals in any area of life. Whether you want to speak English fluently, find a new job, improve your relationships, or just feel happier, positive thinking can be your strongest ally. Now you may ask, what is positive thinking? Don't worry, we will talk about that soon. In this episode, we will learn what positive thinking means, why it's so powerful, how it helps you grow, and how you can cultivate a more positive mindset in your daily life. We will also talk about why many people struggle with negative thoughts, and how you can shift your perspective even when things seem difficult. I will give you simple examples and real-life stories to help you understand clearly. You will also get easy tips that you can use in your English learning every day. Why is this important for you? Because I know you want to improve your English, and sometimes the journey can feel challenging. Maybe you doubt yourself or feel frustrated by mistakes. I want to tell you this. If you cultivate a positive mindset, you will find more joy and success in your learning. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to believe in your ability to grow. And positive thinking can help you do just that. So if you are ready to learn, grow, and become better, not only in English but also in life, then this episode is for you. Let's begin our journey into the power of positive thinking. I hope you enjoy this episode, and I hope it gives you the strength to approach your learning and your life with a more optimistic outlook, one thought at a time. What is positive thinking? Let's now talk about a very important concept: positive thinking. What does it mean? In simple words, positive thinking means focusing on the good things in life and approaching challenges with an optimistic attitude. It doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. That's not realistic. Instead, it means looking for the best in situations, learning from difficulties, and believing in your ability to overcome obstacles. It's about choosing to see the glass as half full rather than half empty. For example, imagine you are learning English and you make a mistake while speaking. A negative thought might be, "I'm so bad at English. I'll never learn." But a positive thinker might say, "Okay, I made a mistake, but that's how I learn. Next time, I'll try to remember the correct way." You see the difference? It's not about denying the mistake, it's about how you frame it and what you decide to do next. Let's look at another example. Imagine you didn't get a job you applied for. It's natural to feel disappointed. Negative thinking might lead you to believe, "I'm not good enough." But positive thinking helps you reframe. "This job wasn't the right fit for me, or perhaps I need more experience in a certain area. This is an opportunity to learn what I can improve for the next interview." Positive thinking is about having hope and expecting good outcomes. It's about seeing possibilities rather than limitations. It's not about being happy all the time. That's impossible. It's about maintaining a hopeful and constructive outlook even when things are tough. It's a mental attitude that focuses on a bright future and positive results. It means understanding that setbacks are temporary and that you have the strength to keep going. Think of your mind like a garden. If you plant seeds of positive thoughts, you will grow positive feelings and actions. If you let weeds of negative thoughts take over, it becomes harder to see the good. So, positive thinking is an active choice to nurture the good thoughts. Now, why is positive thinking so important? because our thoughts have a powerful influence on our feelings, our actions, and ultimately, our lives. When you think positively, you tend to feel happier, more energetic, and more motivated. This, in turn, helps you take constructive actions towards your goals. Most good things in life require effort and perseverance. Learning English, building a career, or improving your health all take time. Positive thinking helps you stay resilient when you face setbacks. Instead of giving up, you're more likely to see challenges as learning opportunities. When you cultivate a positive mindset, you build inner strength. You train your mind to look for solutions instead of dwelling on problems. This can significantly reduce stress and anxiety. When you expect good things, you often attract them, or at least you're more open to seeing and seizing opportunities. Another reason positive thinking is important is because it improves your overall well-being. Studies have shown that optimistic people tend to have better physical health, stronger immune systems, and even live longer. Your mind and body are connected. A positive mind can lead to a healthier body. Furthermore, positive thinking enhances your relationships. People are naturally drawn to those who are optimistic and encouraging. When you have a positive outlook, you're more likely to be supportive, kind, and understanding towards others, which strengthens your connections. In the context of learning English, positive thinking is crucial. If you believe you can learn, you're more likely to put in the effort, practice regularly, and not get discouraged by mistakes. If you tell yourself, "English is too hard for me," you create a mental block. But if you say, "I am capable of learning English, step by step," you open yourself up to progress. So, in simple words, positive thinking is important because it empowers you. It helps you navigate life's ups and downs with greater ease, improves your health and relationships, and boosts your chances of success in whatever you pursue. It's about harnessing the power of your mind to create a better reality for yourself. Why is positive thinking so powerful? Now that we understand what positive thinking means and why it's important, let's explore why it is so incredibly powerful. You might not always realize it, but the way you think can dramatically shape your experiences and the outcomes you achieve. At first, trying to shift to positive thinking might feel like a small change, but its effects can be profound. Let's say you want to improve your spoken English. If your inner voice is constantly saying, "My accent is terrible, people won't understand me," you'll likely feel anxious and avoid speaking. This becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. You don't practice, so your speaking doesn't improve. Now, imagine you shift that thought to, "My accent shows where I'm from, and that's okay. Every time I speak, I'm practicing and getting better." This positive outlook makes you more likely to engage in conversations, and with more practice, your fluency and confidence will naturally grow. This is the power of positive thinking in action. Many people underestimate how much their thoughts influence their reality. They might focus on past failures or worry excessively about the future. This negative loop can drain energy and make it difficult to see opportunities. Change takes effort, and a positive mindset provides the fuel for that effort. Success in any endeavor, including learning English, isn't just about talent. It's often about persistence and belief. When you think positively, you build a mental environment where good things can happen. Your brain actually becomes more open to solutions and creative ideas. Negative thinking, on the other hand, tends to narrow your focus to problems. Now let's talk about self-belief. Positive thinking is deeply connected to self-belief. When you tell yourself, "I can do this," or "I am capable of learning," you are building your self-efficacy. This belief in your own abilities is a powerful motivator. It helps you to keep trying even when you face difficulties. Think about learning to ride a bicycle. If you constantly thought, "I'm going to fall, I can't do this," you'd likely give up quickly. But if you thought, Everyone falls at first. I just need to keep trying. You'd get back on and eventually succeed. That's the mindset. Positive thinking cultivates. Let me share a simple story. There was a student named Maria who was terrified of making mistakes in her English class. She would stay silent even when she knew the answer because she feared being judged. Her teacher noticed her potential and encouraged her to focus on what she could do rather than what she feared. Maria started telling herself, "It's okay to make mistakes. Mistakes are how I learn. My classmates are supportive." Slowly, she started to participate more. Her confidence grew, and so did her English skills. She didn't magically become perfect, but her positive self-talk allowed her to unlock her potential. You see, you don't need to eliminate all negative thoughts. That's almost impossible. But you can choose not to let them control you. You can choose to focus on the positive, on your strengths, on the progress you're making, however small. If you miss a day of practice, it's okay. Instead of saying, "I failed," say, "I'll get back on track tomorrow." Because a positive mindset doesn't mean life will be without challenges. It means you'll face those challenges with greater strength and optimism. So remember this, your thoughts are incredibly powerful. They can lift you up or pull you down. If you want to grow in English or in life, choose thoughts that support your journey. Believe in the possibility of good outcomes, and you'll be amazed at what you can achieve. That's the real power of positive thinking. Benefits of being positive. A positive mindset is not just a nice idea, it's a practical tool that brings tangible benefits to your life. When you consistently cultivate positive thinking, you open the door to improvements in many areas, from your English learning to your overall well-being. Let's explore some of these wonderful benefits. First and foremost, positive thinking significantly improves your mood and reduces stress. When you focus on the good, you naturally feel happier and more content. Even in difficult situations, an optimistic outlook can help you manage stress more effectively. Instead of feeling overwhelmed, you'll feel more capable of finding solutions. For English learners, this is huge. Learning a language can be stressful, especially when you're worried about mistakes or slow progress. A positive attitude can make the learning process more enjoyable and less daunting. You'll approach your studies with enthusiasm rather than dread. Another great benefit of positive thinking is increased resilience. Life is full of ups and downs. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks. Positive thinkers tend to be more resilient because they view challenges as temporary and learnable experiences rather than insurmountable failures. If you get a low score on an English test, a positive mindset helps you say, "Okay, this shows me what I need to work on," rather than, "I'm just not good at English." This resilience is vital for long-term success in any endeavor. Positive thinking also boosts your motivation and productivity. When you believe in yourself and expect positive outcomes, you're more likely to set goals and work consistently towards them. This inner drive helps you stay focused and overcome procrastination. Imagine you want to read a book in English. If you think, "This is too hard, I'll never finish it," you might not even start. But if you think, "This will be a great way to improve my vocabulary, I'll read one chapter a day," you're much more likely to succeed. Furthermore, positive thinking has been linked to better physical health. Optimism can strengthen your immune system, lower your risk of chronic diseases, and even help you recover faster from illness. When your mind is at ease, your body functions better. This mind-body connection is powerful. Think about your energy levels. Negative thoughts can be draining, leaving you feeling tired and unmotivated. Positive thoughts, on the other hand, can be energizing, giving you the vitality to pursue your goals and enjoy your daily life. Consistency in positive thinking also improves your relationships. People are generally more attracted to positive, optimistic individuals. When you radiate positivity, you create a more pleasant environment for those around you. You're likely to be more supportive, empathetic, and enjoyable to be around, which strengthens your connections with family, friends, and colleagues. In your English learning journey, this can mean finding supportive learning partners or feeling more confident interacting with native speakers. And of course, when we talk about learning English, a positive mindset is your superpower. It helps you embrace the learning process, mistakes and all. It encourages you to take risks, like speaking even when you're not perfectly fluent. It helps you celebrate small victories, which keeps you motivated. If you believe you can learn and improve, you will. Your mindset shapes your learning experience and your results. So, as you can see, cultivating a positive mindset brings a wealth of benefits. It improves your mood, builds resilience, boosts motivation, enhances physical health, strengthens relationships, and supercharges your learning. And the best part? Positive thinking is a skill you can develop with practice. It's about consciously choosing your thoughts and focusing on the good day by day. Tips to cultivate positive thinking. Cultivating positive thinking is like training a muscle. It requires regular practice. It's not always easy, especially if you're used to a more negative thought pattern, but it's definitely achievable. The good news is there are simple and effective tips that can help you build a more optimistic outlook. These tips can help you shift your focus, manage negative thoughts, and nurture a positive inner voice. One of the most powerful practices is gratitude. Take a few moments each day to think about things you are grateful for. It could be something big, like your health or your family, or something small, like a sunny day or a good cup of coffee. You can write them down in a journal or just think about them. Focusing on gratitude shifts your attention from what's lacking to what you already have, instantly boosting your mood. Another helpful tip is to use positive affirmations. Affirmations are short positive statements about yourself or your life that you repeat regularly. For example, if you're learning English, you could say, "I am a capable learner, and my English is improving every day." Or, "I embrace challenges as opportunities to grow." Say them with conviction, especially in the morning or before a challenging task. This helps reprogram your subconscious mind towards a more positive state. Learning to reframe negative thoughts is also crucial. When you catch yourself thinking something negative, try to find a more positive or constructive way to look at the situation. For example, if you think, "I made so many mistakes in my English homework," reframe it to, "My mistakes show me what I need to focus on. I'm learning and improving." This doesn't deny the reality, but changes your perspective on it. Mindfulness and meditation can also be very beneficial. Even a few minutes of daily mindfulness can help you become more aware of your thoughts without judgment. This awareness allows you to choose which thoughts to focus on and which to let go of. It helps calm your mind and reduce the power of negative thinking. Surround yourself with positivity. This includes the people you spend time with, the content you consume, books, movies, social media, and your physical environment. Limit your exposure to constant negativity, whether it's from news or critical people. Seek out uplifting influences that inspire and encourage you. Self-compassion is another key element. Be kind to yourself, especially when you make mistakes or face setbacks. Treat yourself with the same understanding and support you would offer a good friend. Avoid harsh self-criticism. Remember, everyone struggles sometimes. Acknowledge your feelings without judgment and remind yourself that you're doing your best. For English learners specifically, celebrate your small wins. Did you understand a new phrase today? Did you speak for a minute without getting stuck? Acknowledge and appreciate these successes. This builds momentum and reinforces a positive association with learning. It's also helpful to visualize positive outcomes. Before an English presentation or a conversation, imagine yourself succeeding. Picture yourself speaking confidently and clearly. Visualization can reduce anxiety and increase your belief in your ability to perform well. Finally, remember that building a positive mindset takes time and effort. Don't get discouraged if you have bad days or if negative thoughts creep in. That's normal. The goal is not to eliminate all negativity, but to increase the frequency and strength of your positive thoughts. Be patient with yourself and keep practicing. So, if you want to cultivate positive thinking, practice gratitude, use affirmations, reframe negative thoughts, try mindfulness, surround yourself with positivity, practice self-compassion, celebrate small wins, and visualize success. Your mindset is a powerful tool. By consciously choosing to nurture positive thoughts, you are creating a more joyful and successful life, one thought at a time. Challenges to positive thinking. While positive thinking offers immense benefits, cultivating it isn't always a walk in the park. Many people face challenges that make it difficult to maintain an optimistic outlook. These challenges are very common, and understanding them is the first step towards overcoming them. Maybe you start with good intentions, feeling motivated to think positively. But after a while, old habits or external pressures can make it hard to stay on track. This is a normal part of the process. You are not alone. Even the most optimistic people face these hurdles. One of the biggest challenges is habitual negative thinking. For many, negative thought patterns have been ingrained over years, perhaps due to past experiences or upbringing. These patterns can become automatic. It's like a well-worn path in your brain. Your thoughts naturally tend to go down that route. Breaking these habits requires conscious effort and repetition of new, positive thought patterns. Another common problem is external stressors. Life can throw unexpected difficulties your way. Problems at work, financial worries, health issues, or relationship conflicts. When you're facing significant stress, it can be very challenging to maintain a positive perspective. Your mind might naturally focus on the problems, making it hard to see any silver linings. Self-doubt and low self-esteem are also major obstacles. If you don't believe in yourself or your abilities, it's hard to think positively about your future or your capacity to handle challenges. Thoughts like, "I'm not good enough," or "I'll probably fail," can sabotage your efforts to be positive. For English learners, this might manifest as, "I'm not smart enough to learn a new language." The influence of a negative environment can also be a significant challenge. If you're constantly surrounded by pessimistic people, negative news, or critical feedback, it can be incredibly difficult to cultivate your own positivity. Negativity can be contagious. It's hard to stay upbeat when everyone around you is complaining or focusing on the bad. Sometimes the pressure to be positive itself can be a challenge. If you feel like you must be happy all the time, it can lead to frustration when you inevitably experience negative emotions. True positive thinking isn't about suppressing negative feelings. It's about acknowledging them and still choosing a constructive, hopeful outlook. So what can you do when you face these challenges? How can you stay on a more positive track? First, practice self-awareness. Pay attention to your thoughts without judgment. When do negative thoughts arise? What triggers them? Understanding your patterns is key. Second, gently challenge your negative thoughts. Ask yourself, is this thought really true? Is there another way to look at this situation? Are there any exceptions to this negative belief? This helps to break the automaticity of negative thinking. Third, make small, consistent efforts. You don't have to transform your thinking overnight. Focus on one small positive change at a time, like starting a gratitude journal for 5 minutes a day, or reframing one negative thought. Small steps build momentum. Fourth, seek support. Talk to a trusted friend, family member, or even a mentor. Sometimes just voicing your struggles can help. You can also join positive communities, online or offline, that share your goals. Knowing you're not alone can make a big difference. And finally, be patient and kind to yourself. Changing long-standing thought patterns takes time. There will be good days and bad days. If you slip back into negativity, don't beat yourself up. Acknowledge it, learn from it, and gently guide yourself back to a more positive path. Remember, every challenge to positive thinking is an opportunity to strengthen your mental resilience. Feeling overwhelmed or doubtful doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're human. Stay compassionate with yourself, stay persistent in your practice, and most importantly, keep choosing thoughts that serve you well. You are more capable of shifting your mindset than you think. How to build a positive mindset. Now let's talk about something very practical. How to build a positive mindset. A positive mindset isn't something you're just born with. It's something you can actively develop and strengthen over time. It means training your brain to focus on the good, to see opportunities, and to believe in your potential, even when things are tough. If you want to learn English well or build any good habit, a positive mindset is your foundation. It's not about ignoring reality. It's about approaching reality with a hopeful and constructive attitude. When you have a positive mindset, you build resilience and open yourself up to growth. The best way to start is by practicing gratitude daily. Many people find it helpful to keep a gratitude journal. Every day, write down 3 to 5 things you are thankful for. They don't have to be big things. It could be a delicious meal, a kind word from a stranger, or the fact that you learned a new English word. When you consciously look for the good, you start to notice it more, and this shifts your overall perspective. Another powerful tool is the use of positive affirmations. These are positive statements that you repeat to yourself regularly to reinforce positive beliefs. For example, I am a confident English speaker, or I handle challenges with grace and learn from them. Say these affirmations in the morning, before bed, or whenever you need a boost. The key is to say them with feeling and belief. Over time, these affirmations can help rewire your brain for positivity. It's also very effective to practice reframing your thoughts. This means taking a negative thought and consciously finding a more positive or balanced way to look at it. For instance, if you catch yourself thinking, "I'll never understand this grammar rule," try to reframe it. "This grammar rule is tricky, but with practice and focus, I can understand it." Or, "Learning this rule is a challenge, and I love a good challenge." This doesn't mean pretending something isn't difficult, but it changes your approach from one of defeat to one of empowerment. Incorporating mindfulness into your day can also be incredibly helpful. Mindfulness is about paying attention to the present moment without judgment. Even just 5 to 10 minutes of mindful breathing or a short meditation can help you become more aware of your thought patterns. This awareness gives you the power to choose not to get carried away by negative thoughts. It creates a space between your thoughts and your reactions. Creating a positive environment is also crucial. This includes the people you interact with, the media you consume, and even your physical surroundings. Try to spend more time with positive, supportive people who uplift you. Limit your exposure to negativity, whether it's constant complaining from others or too much bad news. Listen to uplifting music, read inspiring books, or follow positive accounts on social media. Your environment has a big impact on your mindset. Don't forget to celebrate your progress. no matter how small. When you're learning English, every new word learned, every sentence spoken, every bit of understanding gained is a step forward. Acknowledge these achievements. Give yourself a mental pat on the back. This reinforces positive behavior and makes the learning process more enjoyable. These small celebrations build confidence and motivation. Now, here's something very important. Practice self-compassion. Be kind and understanding towards yourself, especially when you make mistakes or face setbacks. Talk to yourself like you would talk to a good friend in a similar situation. Avoid harsh self-criticism. Remember you're human, and learning is a journey with ups and downs. Self-compassion helps you bounce back from difficulties with a more positive outlook. And here's a final tip. Focus on solutions, not problems. When you face a challenge, instead of dwelling on how bad the problem is, ask yourself, what can I do about this? What are my options? What's the first small step I can take? This proactive, solution-oriented approach is a hallmark of a positive mindset. So remember, building a positive mindset is an ongoing practice. Practice gratitude daily. Use positive affirmations. Reframe negative thoughts. Try mindfulness. Create a positive environment. Celebrate your progress. Practice self-compassion. And focus on solutions. These simple steps, practiced consistently, will help you cultivate a stronger, more resilient, and more positive mindset. If you want to improve your English and your life, these practices can make a profound difference. One positive thought at a time, you are building a brighter future. Keep going. You're doing great. Now let me share a real-life example or story that might help you to know more about the power of positive thinking. Let me share with you a true and inspiring story. It's about a young woman named Anna. Anna had always dreamed of working for an international company, which meant she needed to be fluent in English. She had studied English in school, but she was terrified of speaking. Every time she tried, her mind would go blank and she would stumble over her words. She believed, I'm just not good at languages. My accent is terrible. People will laugh at me. These negative thoughts kept her stuck. She avoided any situation where she might have to speak English. One day, Anna attended a workshop about mindset and personal growth. The speaker talked about the power of positive self-talk and visualization. Anna was skeptical at first. Can just thinking differently really help me? She wondered. But she was desperate to overcome her fear, so she decided to try. She started small. Every morning, she would look in the mirror and say, I am learning English, and I am getting better every day. It's okay to make mistakes. My voice deserves to be heard. At first it felt silly, but she persisted. She also started visualizing herself speaking English confidently in meetings, understanding others, and expressing her ideas clearly. She would imagine the positive feelings of success and connection. Alongside this, she found a gentle online English conversation group, where mistakes were seen as part of learning. When she felt anxious before a session, she would repeat her affirmations and do her visualization. Slowly, things began to change. The first few times she spoke, her voice trembled, but she didn't give up. She remembered her affirmations. It's okay to make mistakes. Instead of berating herself for errors, she would think, okay, I learned something new. After a few weeks, she noticed she wasn't as terrified. Her positive self-talk was starting to override her old negative beliefs. After a few months, Anna was actively participating in the conversation group. She still made mistakes, but they didn't paralyze her anymore. Her confidence grew, and so did her fluency. One day, a manager at her company announced an opportunity to collaborate on an international project, which required good English skills. old Anna would have hidden. New Anna, armed with her positive mindset, decided to apply. During the interview, she felt nervous, but she reminded herself of her progress and her affirmations. She spoke clearly and confidently. She got the position. Her colleagues were amazed. They asked her, "Anna, how did you improve your English and your confidence so much?" Anna smiled and said, "I changed the way I talk to myself. I started believing I could, and then I did." That was her secret: consistent positive thinking and belief in herself. She didn't magically become a perfect speaker overnight. She consciously worked on her mindset every day. And that positive mindset unlocked her potential. This story shows us something important. Our beliefs about ourselves and our abilities have a huge impact on what we can achieve. Anna didn't wait for her fear to disappear. She faced it with new, positive thoughts. And you can do the same. Whether you want to learn English, overcome a fear, or achieve any goal, start by changing your inner dialogue. Cultivate positive thoughts. Believe in yourself, and you will see amazing results. Just like Anna, you'll look back and be proud of how far you've come. Tips for English learners. If you want to improve your English, adopting a positive mindset is just as important as your study habits. Many learners get stuck not because they lack ability, but because they doubt themselves or get discouraged easily. Your thoughts can either be your biggest obstacle or your greatest supporter. So, let's talk about some specific tips to harness the power of positive thinking on your English learning journey. One of the most important things you can do is to believe in your ability to learn. Tell yourself, "I am capable of learning English. Millions of people have done it, and I can too." This foundational belief will fuel your efforts. If you start with doubt, every challenge will seem bigger. If you start with belief, every challenge becomes a puzzle to solve. Another crucial tip is to celebrate your small victories. Did you understand a difficult sentence in a podcast today? Did you use a new word correctly in a conversation? Did you watch a short video without subtitles and get the main idea? These are all wins. Acknowledge them. Say to yourself, "Well done," or "I'm making progress." This positive reinforcement makes learning more enjoyable and motivates you to keep going. Reframe "I can't" statements. When you catch yourself thinking, "I can't understand native speakers when they talk fast," or "I can't remember all this vocabulary," consciously change that thought. Try, "I'm currently finding it challenging to understand fast native speech, but with more listening practice I will improve." Or, "Remembering all this vocabulary takes time and consistent effort, and I'm developing strategies to help me." This shift from a fixed "can't" to a growth-oriented perspective makes a huge difference. View mistakes as learning opportunities, not failures. This is so important for language learners. Everyone makes mistakes. It's an essential part of the learning process. When you make a mistake, don't think, "I'm so stupid." Instead, think, "Ah, that's interesting. Why was that wrong? What can I learn from this?" Mistakes highlight areas where you need more practice or understanding. Be grateful for them. They are your teachers. Visualize your success. Regularly take a few moments to imagine yourself speaking English fluently and confidently. Picture yourself having enjoyable conversations, understanding movies, or achieving whatever your English goal is. Feel the positive emotions associated with that success. This mental rehearsal can boost your confidence and make your goals feel more attainable. Surround yourself with positive learning influences. This could be a supportive teacher, encouraging study partners, or uplifting English learning content. Avoid comparing yourself negatively to others who seem to be learning faster. Everyone's journey is unique. Focus on your own path and your own progress. If you find certain online forums or groups are too critical or negative, limit your exposure to them. And finally, Be patient and kind to yourself. Learning a language is a marathon, not a sprint. There will be days when you feel like you're not making progress, or when you feel frustrated. That's normal. On those days, practice self-compassion. Remind yourself of how far you've come, and trust that with continued effort, you will keep improving. So remember, believe in yourself, celebrate small wins, reframe negative thoughts, embrace mistakes as teachers, visualize success, seek positive influences, and be patient and kind to yourself. Your mindset is a powerful tool in your English learning toolkit. Use it wisely, and you'll not only learn English more effectively, but also enjoy the journey much more. As we reach the end of today's episode, I want to remind you that changing your mindset is a process, not an instant fix. Cultivating positive thinking, especially if you've been prone to negativity, takes time and consistent effort. But don't let that discourage you. The truth is, even small shifts in your thinking, practiced regularly, can lead to significant improvements in your mood, your motivation, and your success in learning English and in life. Just like Anna in the story, you don't need to become a completely different person overnight. All you need is the willingness to try to catch those negative thoughts and to gently replace them with more supportive and optimistic ones. Success in building a positive mindset doesn't mean never having a negative thought again. It means not letting those negative thoughts define you or dictate your actions. It's easy to feel frustrated when old thought patterns resurface, but remember, learning to think more positively is a skill, and like any skill, it improves with practice. Every time you consciously choose a positive thought over a negative one, you are strengthening that positivity muscle. Think about it this way. When you start a new exercise program, you don't expect to see big results after one workout. But with consistent effort over weeks and months, you start to feel stronger and fitter. Your mind works in a similar way. Every time you practice gratitude, use an affirmation, or reframe a negative thought, you are building a healthier, more positive mental habit. Some days it might feel like you're taking one step forward and 2 steps back. That's okay. The journey of personal growth is rarely a straight line. The key is not to compare your inner world to someone else's highlight reel. Focus on your own journey. Celebrate your efforts to think more positively, and trust that these efforts are making a difference, even if you can't always see it immediately. It doesn't matter if you stumble. What matters is that you get back up and keep practicing. I know it's easy to get caught up in external achievements, but remember, your inner world, your thoughts and feelings, profoundly influences your outer world. Learning to manage your thoughts and cultivate a positive outlook is one of the most valuable skills you can develop, not just for learning English, but for living a fulfilling life. So if you feel overwhelmed by negativity, I encourage you to take a deep breath and remember that you have the power to choose your thoughts. Think about the kind of life you want to live and the kind of learner you want to be. Let that vision guide your thoughts. Hold on to hope and let it motivate you when things get tough. I want to encourage you to keep practicing. Don't give up on building a more positive mindset. Even when it feels hard, even when you feel doubtful, those are the moments when your conscious effort matters most. The important thing is to stay consistent in your practice and keep choosing thoughts that empower you. With every small positive thought, you are getting closer to becoming the confident, capable person you aspire to be. And one day, you will look back and be so proud of the positive mental space you've created for yourself. So remember this, your mindset is your superpower. Little by little, every day, you are shaping your reality with your thoughts. It might not always feel easy, but trust me, your efforts are worthwhile. Keep showing up for yourself. Keep choosing positivity even when it feels hard, because your future self will thank you. You are capable of more than you realize. I'll leave you with this motivational quote to carry with you. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Henry Ford. This quote is a perfect reminder that our beliefs and thoughts have a powerful impact on our outcomes. The positive thoughts you cultivate today are what will build your success tomorrow. Thank you for listening to today's podcast. I hope this episode has inspired you to harness the power of positive thinking on your learning journey and in your life. Remember, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep practicing. Take it one thought at a time and trust that every positive choice is building a path to your success. Keep believing in yourself. You've got this. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. I really hope you found it helpful and inspiring. Remember, learning English is a journey, and your mindset plays a huge role in how you experience that journey and the results you achieve. I invite you to listen again whenever you need a little extra motivation or a reminder of your inner power. Positive thinking is a key to success, and coming back to these ideas will help you stay on track. Good luck with your English learning journey and with cultivating a more positive outlook. Keep practicing, stay optimistic, and believe in yourself. You're doing great, and you have everything you need to succeed. Until next time, take care, and I look forward to having you listen again soon. Keep up the hard work, and remember, you've got this.